Hey guys, welcome back to the Semi Plum Bob channel, and today we finally get to look at the speed build of Lynn's grandma's house. Ooh! I had so much fun building this, you guys. It's a quite little house. There's nothing too special about it. It is a very small house, and really, I think that's the big charm about this house that I actually built. And you know what? I actually like the way I decorated, added knickknacks. I actually went into this cheat called Showed Hidden Objects and show live edits something another. I'm going to have to put it on the screen and so that you guys can access some of these items that I have used in this video. But yeah, if you wanted to use like an extra item like a remote control for the TV, you just put in those cheats and you will have it. You just type in, this is always the thing that I always forget about this darn cheat, you guys, is to type in debug in your search bar, and then everything will pop up for you all nice and neat, ready to go and be picked up. So, yeah, anyways, with that put to side, and I just really wanted to share that real quick. This house is going to be up on the gallery, so keep an eye out for it and snag it if you want to get Grandma's house as well. And I will probably put the Sims up on the gallery as well because I haven't done that yet. So let's actually go ahead and jump into what we're going to talk about during this speed build. So, we actually skipped the game pack of Realm of Magic, and that to me is very sad because I didn't want to skip it in the first place. It was actually something that I was kind of excited for, because I realized that it would be as in depth as a vampire game pack was. So I knew that it would be a fun pack to play, and unfortunately, everything happened at once, and I didn't actually get to play the game pack on my channel. But I actually did play Marilyn's story, like quote Marilyn's story. It's not really the same save file, but I did snag Marilyn off of the gallery and just played Realm of Magic like it was supposed to happen with her. And yeah, this is actually what happened, you guys. So let's actually start from where we left off in Island Living. So the very last episode was titled Queen of Fishing. And so what happened after that? We just left you off and said, I'll see you in the next video. Sorry, there is not going to be another video in Island Living because my computer died and I didn't save my game on a thumb drive, which is sad. But but anyways, lesson learned. Um, anyways, yeah, what happened? So the next episode was Spooky Day, and I had fun actually trying to create a story on the Spooky Day episode. Everybody came over, the family, the friends, dressed up in cute little costumes, and Rainey actually, she actually invited Bella Villarreal as well, and Kaylee did not like that because she still doesn't like Bella for what she did to Rainey and just married some guy, and left Rainey and all that mess. So Kaylee was not too thrilled, but Rainey wanted to forgive and move forward and try to have her best friend back in her life because they did have great times in the past as she was there, and it's just a heartfelt episode about them reconnecting, Bella feeling happy for Rainey, pushing all those hard feelings aside, and they just connected like they did as a teenager once again without the romance part. But it's strictly friendship. And though Kaylee was uncomfortable about it, Kaylee is happy that everything is okay and that Rainey is actually happier with having Bella back in her life. And the Winston family knows Bella, obviously, because Bella came over every day almost just about at the Winston mansion. And yeah, everybody knew Bella. So everybody was like, "Hi, how are you doing?" And, it was just a heart touching episode. The next episode was a good one, mostly because Rainey actually saved Mua Pellam in that episode. And also, the story that I'm telling of Isla Living really did happen. I really did play the episode, and this is what really happened. So, I'm not making this up off the top of my head. This actually happened in the episode that I didn't actually get to edit and upload for you guys because my computer died. But, anyways, Rainey actually saved Mua Pellam and she returned it to its thriving state. The messages says there was albino dolphins, there was coral full of color, baby turtles hatching and going into the oceans. Rainey just glue. She was like, "This is happening because I worked so hard," and that was just a loving episode, and Rainey was celebrated, and yeah, and she finally got her last promotion too. And it was like an amazing episode because what she's worked so hard for has actually come true. She's got even more than she's ever thought she would get. And I loved it, okay? I loved it. And Shelly, oh my God, y'all don't know, but she actually grew up to a toddler too, and she is beautiful. I'm sad that Shelly does not exist at all because I did not upload her to the gallery, so oh my God, that's so sad. But anyway, she was beautiful. She looked just like Rainey, but she had her mama's fluffy, long hair. So I thought that was really, really cute. After all that's been said and done, I was going to move forward into Marilyn's story and try to play Realm of Magic with Marilyn. And this is actually what happened, okay? So the story starts off with Marilyn. She's wanting to be famous like her mother, but in the modeling industry. She, like we've learned in Island Living, she has been wanting to become a model for Moschino, and she's just very excited about it and worked hard and stayed fit and try to look as beautiful as ever because she loves the spotlight. But even if she fit the weight requirement to become a model for that company, she actually was rejected from the magazine. And the reason why is because they said she's not beautiful enough. And Marilyn was like devastated, okay? As she was heartbroken. And she's like, "What do you mean I'm not beautiful enough? I got the weight requirements. I think I'm beautiful, and I mean, what's wrong with the way I look?" And they said that her head was too round, her lips are too full. Um, she's just not as beautiful as some of the other people that came to audition to be a model for the magazine. Marilyn takes that to heart. She cries daily and she doesn't know what to do. She tries to get her mom to help her get into the magazine and say, "Hey, my mom is Bridget freaking Palmer. Why would you do this to me?" And normally in Bridget's prime, she would have a lot of pull. However, she is an elder now. She doesn't get as many gigs. She's not as popular as she once was. There are other actresses that are coming into the limelight, and Bridget is actually becoming a legend and not current anymore. And she doesn't have that much raking pull to get her daughter into that famous magazine company. She can't help her daughter. She can just weep with her, get angry, and I don't know. She just was really upset to hear that they said that she wasn't beautiful enough to be in that magazine, which is crazy, because in this day and age, we have diversity everywhere. Like, even in the movies, we got different body types, just different looking people now in the industry, and it's just so sad that that one company, which is, I'm not gonna say this is real for Moschino, this is just my story, since Moschino Stuff Pack came with the freelance fashion photographer career. That's why I said that. But anyways, after I said that, yeah, she's just mad that that company is not going with the times and just sticking to the past and wanting to just collect people that, have like this, like, which is like a beautiful generic look, you know what I'm saying? There's not really that much diversity. Everybody looks the same. And that's really unfortunate. um, Her boyfriend, Marilyn's boyfriend, James Hall, he is very, very, very ticked off about that because he thinks Marilyn is the most beautiful woman in the world. And instead of going after the agency and whatnot, he actually comforts Marilyn, shows her that she is attractive, and her uniqueness just makes her that much more delicious. So, Marilyn is just. She's just so lucky to have someone just to be there for her and just to say that she is perfect the way she is. She doesn't have to change for anybody. And James did that for her, and I was just very happy about that. And as time goes along and whatnot, they start to get more intimate, they fall deeper in love, and with this came a consequence, and that is Marilyn became pregnant at the young age of 17, and she doesn't know what to do. She doesn't want to tell her mom. She doesn't want to tell anybody because she doesn't want the public to find out that she got pregnant at the age of 17. And you think it's bad enough that you're like in a small town and everybody knows in a small town. Think about if you have a famous family and you're on the front of like news and stuff, and this comes out, the whole world's gonna know. So that's even worse. So Marilyn is just very, very upset. She wanted to be famous, but not be famous because she got pregnant as a teenager. So she tells James. James becomes immobilized, and the reason being is he is concerned not only because they are young, and but he knows where Marilyn's mind is at, okay? Marilyn's mind is at she's ugly. She's never going to be anybody because she doesn't look as beautiful as the other people. That's where Marilyn's mind is at because of that magazine. And James has been working so hard to get her to not think that way. And then, bam, she ends up pregnant. And now he's thinking, okay, now she's really going to think she's ugly because she's going to get fat. She is, there's just going to be so many things. And he is like very concerned, but he does the right thing and he goes and tells Laura, which is his mom, about it. And he's like, hey, my girlfriend's pregnant. I need some advice. So Laura, she took the news very calm, mostly because she knows how Royce is going to handle it. And so she was very calm. She's like, okay, you got your girlfriend pregnant. We both can go tell your dad together. So they both like go into Royce's room, which is his study. Marilyn was there as well, so all three of them go in there. They tell Royce, and Royce is extremely disappointed, mostly because his new novel just got dropped, and everybody is wanting to buy his new novel. He's getting like gigs to make that novel become a movie. I mean, he is just at the prime, of his writings, and then this drops, and he thinks that because of this scandal or whatever, no one's going to want to buy his book. No one's going to want to make that movie. So Royce is actually blames James for being a boy, and just tells him, you just got to keep your pants on, son. You know what I'm saying? James actually argues with Royce. Marilyn was silent and just like staring off into space during, this conversation. And James and Royce actually almost duked it out because of how mad Royce was making James and how much he's blaming James and whatnot. And, it's unfair. It takes two to tango. And it's not only James's fault that she ended up pregnant. So, but anyways, Laura cries and whatnot, and then she takes James out of the room to calm the room down. She's like, James, let's go talk. Let's go by ourselves. Let's get you away from your dad because we don't need to duke this out. So, them two leave, and Marilyn and Royce are in the study by themselves. And Royce calms down. He sits in his chair, massages his temples. He's got a headache, and Marilyn just apologizes. She's like, I know I didn't want to be pregnant, but this isn't James's fault. Royce looks to Marilyn and he's like, well, you know that it's unavoidable that the press is going to know about this. You're going to swell. You're going to start showing. Your body's just going to look different. And, that's that. They're just going to know about it. There's nothing else to it. And Marilyn nods, like just looking down, nods. And then Royce suggests that they actually get married, and so that it would be less hard on them if the press broadcasts her pregnancy. And he said he could probably convince that the baby was conceived after the wedding and whatnot. And as soon as he said that, Marilyn just gets overwhelmed, starts crying uncontrollably, and she just runs out of the mansion. She goes home, she runs, and she runs into her own home, nearly knocks down Bridget, and Bridget's like, "Hey, what's going on?" Marilyn just hugs Bridget and asks her, okay, she literally just asks her, Mom, how can you be famous and happy? And Bridget was like, well, honey, it wasn't easy. And so Bridget tells her story about how she became famous. She was disrespected, she was used, but she continued to fight, and that's why she got to where she is today. And Marilyn was just scoffing. She was like, yeah, right. The incredible Bridget Palmer had trouble being incredible. And Bridget laughs at her because she was like, well, I wasn't always incredible. And she tells her story. She tells, what happened and how many suitors she had, where she lived, and even about Lynn, what happened to Lynn during the homeless challenge. And, this is the first time Marilyn was hearing about Grandma Lynn and her troubles. And she's like, you're telling me my grandma was assaulted? And she's like, yes, honey, and I am the result of that. She got pregnant with me. What? And then she said, so let me tell you, my life wasn't always easy. I had a lot of hard times and wasn't always like in the limelight my whole life. So with that story, Marilyn just sat in her room for weeks and just wondered about it and thought about her own daughter. It's like, okay, well, if Grandma Lynn chose to keep Bridget even under the circumstances that she conceived her in, maybe Marilyn could do the same. Maybe Marilyn can love this baby. Grandma is so strong, and her grandma is just someone that she really needed to meet in her lifetime, especially at this moment in her life. And it's sad that Grandma Lynn actually died before she was even conceived. So, um, but anyways, Presley came in, talked with Marilyn about it. Presley was like, "You should look at this as a gift. I envy you. You have a boyfriend. You're pregnant. You're going to get married. You have everything I've ever wanted, the simpler life instead of being in the limelight. And I know this is not what you wanted, but this is still a gift, and I envy you for that." And Marilyn thinks about it, about Presley, and growing up, she knew that Presley had a crush on her boyfriend, which is really cute and funny. But Presley always had a crush on James Hall. Time goes along, they get married, she has the baby. Marilyn is depressed, the worst depression ever. She doesn't even want to hold the baby. She doesn't even want to look at the baby. She just wants to disappear out of her own life. That is pretty much what is happening in Marilyn's mind. And but James is actually in love with their baby, and she's just not wanting it. And one night the baby was crying, and it woke her up, but James was already up, and he went into the baby's room, cuddled the baby, talked to the baby, um, actually took care of the baby while Marilyn was just laying in bed listening to him love their child. She gets up, she gets dressed, runs out of their house, and runs away. She dyes her hair a different color. She wears sunglasses. She put a hat on. She left everything behind, dressed like a different alias, and left, and hoped that no one would notice her as she was leaving for the airport. So she left undetected, wound up in Glimmerbrook, okay? And this is where my part one of Realm of Magic would have began. Yeah, her appearance just changed dramatically while she was living in Glimmerbrook. She learned magic. She became a spellcaster. She learned all the spells, all the potions. She just was the most powerful being ever. She could teleport from one place to another. I mean, it was amazing. But there was always one mission that she had, and the most main reason why she became a spellcaster in the first place was to resurrect Lynn Winston, to have a conversation about her as to why she loved Bridget so much and how she got through the demons in her own mind to be able to, I don't know, live the life she did live. And that actually blew up the universe when she tried to do that spell. The time just froze for a good solid minute, and Marilyn just stood there like leaves were stuck in the sky. They ain't falling anymore. Time has stopped at that moment in time, and only Marilyn could move. And she was like, "Oh no, what did I do?" And in a blink, that world was gone. And then Lynn was born in another paradox, and that's where we are today. Is in that new time paradox. Yeah, so that is the story, and that is just like a crazy story for the realm of magic. But I don't feel too bad about not actually playing the realm of magic on my channel, mostly because it is kind of like the vampires game pack. So it's the same concept, just a different set dressing, if you get my drift. So I'm not too upset that I missed it on my channel, but it would have been nice if I had it on there anyways. But anyways, yep, that's the story, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I cannot wait to start playing Lynn's story from when she is a toddler all the way up to a young adult, because I think that is going to be super, super fun. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching this speed build, and I really hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I will see you in Discover University, and maybe a couple of other videos of Lynn growing up in Grandma's house. But anyways, again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in another video. Everybody have a great day.